Hello and welcome to the next episode of our kind of Snyder DC Shalong's time. We're going from Man of Steel to Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition specifically. Give another kind of introduction like beforehand. So this one actually, despite the response to Man of Steel, did have a lot of hype surrounding it, largely just because of kind of the casting choices.
I think also just because it's Batman and Superman in a movie together.
So there was that, but there was also like hesitation, obviously, because of how the previous one was like received and stuff, and some of the marketing was really strong. But then there was that terrible like third trailer. That trailer, it wasn't just that it gave away a big plot point; it was also just like a really terrible trailer as well. It stuck out compared to the other really good trailers that film had. So I was curious going into it, and when I saw it for the first time, I hated it. Largely for a lot of the reasons that like plenty of people disliked it at the time. Like, I remember going to see it with you, Jack, and that was a fun experience, like us going to see it together with our friends. But I remember on like first time I saw it, I just walked out in a daze. I was stunned by how much I didn't like it. And yeah, and as I said, that increased and decreased with like the other films. And I'm very, very curious to rewatch this and to see if somehow I can like have a change in opinion. I don't know whether or not it will be like me just thinking that it's now okay, or whether or not I end up loving it.
The Ultimate Cut is definitely a different film. I mean, well, it's the same film, but like it adds in a lot of stuff that really should have just been in it in the first place. My experience of the theatrical cut was different. I kind of bought into the hype for it, and then I enjoy the film, but I acknowledge that it's not great. It's probably the way that I would say it. I acknowledge it's not a good film, the theatrical cut. I kind of enjoy it just because I like Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought the cinematography was really nice. And, well, to be fair, saying that about a Zack Snyder film is pretty much a given at this point. But yeah, it is. There were certain issues with the plot that I had, but it wasn't as egregiously bad as things like Suicide Squad to me. So
yeah, even the theatrical cut is at least closer to like the director's vision than like the other two that definitely weren't. Suicide Squad and Justice League theatrical. Yeah.
The theatrical cut you can at least watch and not feel like you've been conned out of your money. You can watch that and go, you tried. Find enjoyment out of it. I mean, they did. There was a massive fan base around the film. I mean, I wasn't as far into it as some of them were, but one or two of the points I was like, yeah, I can agree with that. For me, going and watching the Ultimate Cut really helped for me. Like last time I watched the Ultimate Cut, I liked it. Last time I've seen this film all the way through is 3 years ago.
Let's start watching it then. Another great score by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, to be fair, I do really, really like this thing.
There was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. Things fall, things on earth, and what falls is fallen.
I quite like the way that he's running through the graveyard. I just kind of, I don't know, I like the fact that he's not able to face the parents' death, and you kind of get the idea that he's running from it. That's nice.
Yeah.
And then we come in, obviously, with the murder, which is great.
Yeah. The fades are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I get it. He's like reliving it. It's just it looks a bit awkward, I feel.
I mean, I don't hate them, but I don't think they're the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it doesn't take place in an alleyway as well. That's a change.
No, it's interesting to see it in the street for once. Makes it a bit uglier, I think.
Yeah.
But then also feels a bit. Again, it's a bit weird, but I don't think it's bad. It's just.
Yeah, I like that upside down shot. That was good.
Yeah, I'll find that. I think this Thomas Wayne isn't the usual Thomas Wayne, just because he's immediately ready to punch the guy.
I hate this visual.
I love the way.
I hate that visual. The visual, him falling in is too similar to Begins. It's way too similar to Batman Begins. That him falling down the well, or I don't know what that was. Was it a well?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like a well or a little bit. I mean, it is similar, but there's nothing that I find that wrong with the visual. I mean, I don't like the second part of it just because weird frames go to the right for me. But the first part of it,
Okay.
I'm quite happy with.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fine. Yeah, yeah. The way that the murder's done is good. I like it. It's good use of slow mo. It's like Bruce Wayne would probably remember small details like that. I think, you
Yeah,
know.
it does feel like fragments of a memory. Although I don't think we needed to see screaming Bruce. I think this
Oh,
would have
okay.
been.
Yeah, it does make it feel more brutal.
Mm. I actually like that we see Thomas reaching out just because it's quite a tender moment just for the death, and it does help you feel it just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess Bruce had the pearls in his pocket. It's kind of weird he's got them in the well, but
Yeah. Yeah. Bit of a coincidence that he just fell into a place that has a lot of bats in it, but you know.
I mean, it's an underground cave, and to be fair,
Yeah.
you could accuse Batman begins. Every Batman story has the same problem. This is just a thing that happens in Batman.
Ooh. It's a cool visual. I mean, him rising with the bats, I'm not sure. I don't know about
I
that
suppose it's
visual.
meant to be kind of, him finding the spirit of Batman him lifting
Yeah.
him up. But
Yeah, I like the
I
symbolism.
don't. I get the symbolism, but I'm not sure if it was strictly necessary. Oh, mine.
Yeah, I like it. It's a well done moment. I think it's a good moment. It's maybe just a bit heavy handed.
Oh, it's definitely heavy-handed, but I feel like that's part of the thing with this film. It's a heavy-handed film, but
They took me to the light.
let me just get to that point.
A beautiful lie.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Oh, good job, Bruce. Brand new helicopter.
I like us revisiting the climax of the previous film. That's clever. I like it.
I'm really liking this. I'm giving it the
Yeah, we're
ground.
seeing, yeah.
The CG seems to work better here as well.
Yeah, Bruce. Right now. Puts us out of the building, so let's make it happen.
I like trying to help someone right from the start as well. It does establish his more heroic nature here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the camera work is better in this film. I do think he took the criticisms of the shaky cam to heart. So he toned it down.
Yeah, I think it's toned down. I think there is still energy to this car chase, which is nice.
Yeah, I don't really have many complaints with this scene. I think it's well done. I think it's well done.
Yeah, I remember loving this in the cinemas. This scene, I just thought this was great. I like this slow pushing and full round on Bruce as well as he's looking up.
Yeah, yeah, a very heroic moment in the previous film, but we're kind of seeing that. Yeah, it causes a lot of chaos, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that shot. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Bruce. Run straight into this storm. Here we go. Or is it a bit anyway?
Yeah. There is a bit of time skipped, isn't there, in the Man of Steel climax? Because there was some down.
Yeah, there is. But I like that we see like Jack and that they all see kind of the Wayne building they crash into when this laser happens.
Yeah.
You see the human impact of that fight. I love that Bruce just runs straight at danger. This was just the following shot is really nice. It just makes him look like the bravest man alive.
Yeah.
On this in a minute as well.
Yeah. That's a very good shot. Yeah, symbolism with the horses, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
There is horse imagery in this movie, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
That's more pronounced in the Ultimate Edition as well. So that wasn't in the theatrical, was it? Like that shot of the horse. I don't think so.
No, I think the horse was there. I just don't think it comes up as much. I like seeing. I love the fact that we're seeing people banding together in this moment and dealing with the devastation. And then obviously when Bruce.
Yeah, and obviously that comes back again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
I can't move my legs. We have over here. You okay? I can't move my legs. You okay?
Yeah, I do like that we have the humanizing of what will let villainous is. Like Batman and Wallace will become kind of villainous people, won't they?
Yeah, I also just like how Bruce is, and the way he just runs into every little girl immediately, the way he just makes it feel like.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because they do set him up as like this version of Batman is a heroic figure, definitely. But
I think this definitely provides the contrast for later, and if they've done more work to kind of get the sense. They've done more work to build him up and more work on just having indications of dissent throughout. I think it becomes a lot better. I can see, how this with everything else was good.
Yeah. Honestly, I like this sequence.
Yeah.
I don't really have any complaints. It's good. It's very well done.
I think this gives you an idea of, you get an idea of classic Batman in that, but also you get him being born, which is I quite like.
Yeah, I love. This stuff is really beautiful to look at as well. The sea. I love the color of the sea. That's really gorgeous.
Yeah, it is just beautiful. And I love that they don't give you like coordinates. They just go, it's around here. You don't really need to know where this is exactly.
Yeah. I do. I have to admit, as much as the film kind of divulges and becomes something different, I feel like it does start out at least by following up on the prior film, which is what you could argue it maybe didn't need to do. But no, like from the beginning, it is definitely a sequel. It's definitely a true sequel.
Yeah, no, it is, and the thing that deals with, it's still like throughout the film, it does deal with the idea of can man exist with a Superman? It just takes the hero man, the man, the hero man, and then. So I like that it does do that. The conflict does make sense in that way. From a
I love the music here as well. It works very well.
I kind of like seeing Kryptonite and a meteorite, but it's just a form we don't really see it in.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
A red wind is bad luck. Blood in the sky. Oh, there she is.
I love how that was really subtle product placement. So you know what that is, but they don't have the logo placed everywhere.
Yeah.
Slade! Miss Slade! Jimmy Olsen, photographer. Obviously. Where's Huron?
I don't think that guy needed to be Jimmy Olsen. He could have just been some random guy, I feel.
Yeah, he absolutely.
And I understand why, because he's also a journalist, but it's just
like pioneer stuff. Amajog's never given an interview. You know what Huron always says? We're on assignment together. Not a goddamn thing. I like Huron.
I like the van coming through the sandstorm.
Let's go.
You're fixed to set with the general approved photos?
It's okay.
It's kind of a weird cut from her on the knees to the.
No, I think it's fine.
Are you a terrorist?
Well, that's a bold question.
They did not tell
Yeah.
me the interview was with the lady.
I'm not only being a journalist.
The love of my people.
Who's paying for the
I'm the security contractors general.
Social commentary.
Yeah.
There's another.
Well, to be fair, it makes sense in this context, but it's not from a journalistic perspective.
Yeah.
It's a camera.
the United
The
States?
United States has declared neutrality in their country's civil and policy and in principle.
I don't know, but
You just exposed
just
these fires American
fiction.
smoking like you.
Spoken like
And
truth.
my phone.
My phone.
Like this scene has a bit of tension.
Neither policy nor principle mislead. No one is different. No one is neutral.
It's setting up the themes as well. No one is neutral. That's kind of true, isn't it?
Everyone's an active player, which is good. And I do like that the twist is that there is a guy recording it. You know, I like the idea that it reinforces the theme.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You, come on, no!
No, I want to be it.
No, he's a photographer. No.
It's okay, Lois.
Yeah. It's unfortunate they kill him, but this is, but this is an okay usage of him. I feel Jimmy Olsen. It's like he still gets to die a hero, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's still heroic, and the gunshot is great. To be fair,
Yeah.
This moment it just sets up the brutality well.
Challenge down, sir.
Yeah.
I thought we've lost
Well, this scene got butchered in the theatrical cut. This scene was just terrible in the theatrical version.
our tractor.
This scene, this is a very good scene
Friendlies in the
that got
plaza.
butchered.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, this works quite well. You know, I like that Tilly actually calms down Lois. And these guys are interesting. You know, I like the fact they had CIA people ready to go.
I like that line.
Yeah.
Wow, blood.
I mean, to be fair, it's good. It's good digital blood. It adds impact.
Yeah. Yeah, this like ties into Lex Luthor's theme, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. The music is nice.
It's
Yeah,
like
I like
it's that's what they're doing, isn't it? Aren't they?
Yeah, they're proving how something.
Yeah, they kind of. Do they? Yeah, so they know in advance that Superman's going to come, don't they?
Yeah, they're setting it up. God, I mean, they don't know for sure, but they figure that he's probably going to come and get Lois.
Inbound 2 miles. Passing Python now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long sequence, but I think it's good, especially for one that's so important to the film.
Yeah, I mean, it feels
Target
impactful.
locked.
This
You are clear to engage.
this being London also sets up the chaos of the situation and how people might have sat there and gone, "Yo, maybe it was Superman."
Yeah.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah, tying into the Enderman deal as well, where he destroys the drone, and he does it in this bit.
It's been good.
Yeah,
Definitely not a fan
it.
of those drones. Superman is.
No, well, to be fair, it doesn't. This Superman seems to be a lot less an agent of the government than normal, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, I know you're gonna take him out.
Yeah,
I like that she just lets her hands go because she realizes she's safe.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it just builds up that they've done this a few times.
Yeah, but one thing I don't like is like, okay, so Superman does that, but we never see that guy again, so we have no way of knowing whether or not that guy died. That was a bit of a mistake. I think they needed to clarify that. They needed to clarify that he wasn't dead, because otherwise it looks like Superman just, killed him or something. Just a scene showing him like getting up,
Well, no, you didn't even need that. Like, maybe just have Superman carry him and drop him off with the CIA guys. Like,
yeah, maybe. Yeah. I quite like this bit. It's kind of this is very well done. It's kind of showing like the aftermath of the chaos and the way that the music kind of goes down. It's like then we see that, and then burned bodies. It's like,
yeah, like this just shows how horrific the situation was and how Superman could get blamed for it. Like, especially the child.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows he's got heat vision.
yeah, you have to. Yeah, I'd say if the movie keeps on going like this, I might like it, because this is really working for me.
Yeah, I mean, the Ultimate Edition definitely works better. Don't get me wrong. The flaws that are there in the theatrical cut.
Had a noise. Like,
You see Mercy in the background. You see her.
You do, and I also like that we go straight into this as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of original characters in this film. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
tact.
There being so many original people.
My parents tried to run.
I mean, in the case of Senator Finch, I think that's good, and obviously Holly Hunter being in any movie is a good thing,
That no one has asked what he should do.
I still like that line.
Let the record show that this committee holds him responsible.
He'll never answer to you. He answers to no one. Not even, I think, to God.
58 to nothing. Metropolis again blowing out Gotham City. It's really only the diehards are left.
It's kind of an addition, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas, been great work with it.
I mean, it's not that necessary.
Oh, wait a second. I don't even.
No, but
It does humanize them a little bit, but it's not that necessary, I don't think, to show them watching.
it's not necessary at all. But I mean, these cops feel human, and also you kind of get why Gotham's such a hellhole, because the police do this rather than their job.
Yeah, they seem like utterly distracted.
Yeah.
Now a fight breaks
And
out.
they didn't copy for a
Gotham
little
City,
bit.
you know how they are about their football team. It's ugly in the city tonight.
It's kind of double meaning, isn't it? Things could get ugly, and we see that things do get ugly. Oh,
Yeah.
Watchmen reference, The End is Nigh.
Yeah, I like that. I still think Watchmen's one of Zack Snyder's best films, if not his best.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember liking like this scene in the theatrical version. I think that this scene, for the most part, is untampered with.
Oh,
Was
fair.
untampered with.
Yeah, Batman and a horror scene, like that's just genius.
Yes, yeah, they go hand in hand, don't they? Especially like it's like, you know, showing them discovering victims of like human trafficking, and that's so messed up.
And just the way it is, like that's so dark.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't want to go out, even with Batman, that really sets up how terrifying he is.
Yeah.
And like you know, the scream as well is just horrifying. You really get the idea that this Batman is maybe a bit scarier than normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is. I guess what one flaw is that they are spending a lot of time setting up stuff. But then we have seen Bruce Wayne beforehand, and it's like it's also introducing us to Batman as well.
Yeah, I mean, but I like that we see what Batman is like as well. I personally quite like it because it does set up a lot, but I mean the film's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Set up, I think. I like the fact that he just finds this guy just shackled up like a torture victim. That's you get the you can see why the police are maybe like, don't know if I can trust this Batman fella.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean the Bat brand, that's still controversial.
It's a good.
Oh, and I
good
love
reveal. I like the music. The music is very scary.
Yeah.
And the way he moves away as well, just like
He doesn't look human the way he moves. But I like that because it's very much from his perspective.
Christ!
I took my face off.
I never saw him before.
You almost took my face off.
how about you don't shoot the good guys? It's a good line as well.
Yeah, maybe don't shoot the cop.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I quite like Batman's theme.
Yeah, I agree.
Although that brand seems to have healed a bit too quickly. It's a bit too pink for me.
Okay,
Red
yeah.
and raw random.
Yeah, did you hear in the original script he was going to brand Lex Luthor at the end, but Chris Terrio changed it so that he wouldn't brand him at the end.
Well, good. That change that fixes that's the character arc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm.
Honestly, we get the idea that Lois is just a little bit
Torn up and traumatized by what she saw.
Yeah. I just like her by her job in general, because you would be if you go out and be a war journalist. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of setting up her importance in the plot.
Journal is interesting.
Yeah, the bullet as well, which she spent a lot of time fussing over. For good reason, obviously.
I don't remember this bit in the theatrical cut.
There was probably just more importance put on it, I think. But the bullet stuff does come.
No, I know the bullet stuff comes up. I just don't remember her taking it out like this.
Yeah.
Or the journal.
Yeah.
I love this Superman brings home flowers for Lois. That's just.
Hey, gonna cook. Surprise you.
They held hearings about what happened.
I like that reaction. That's a good reaction.
Care what they're saying.
Yeah.
The woman I love could have been blown up or shot. Think of what could have happened.
Well, think about what did happen.
I didn't kill those men, if that's what they think, if that's what they're saying.
I'm saying I want to understand what happened. I'm saying thank you for saving my life. I'm saying there's a
It
cost.
just kind of sets up the theme, isn't it? That even every well-intentioned heroic act can still have consequences, or even a well-intentioned heroic act can have consequences, can't it?
I just don't know if it's possible.
And I like that Superman was sits here to comfort her immediately as well.
For you to love me and be you.
Yeah. They go a little bit overboard with the romantic stuff in this scene. It's a bit awkward, I feel, but you know.
I don't know.
I mean, it's nice. I understand it. They want to show him showing that he's in love. You know.
I buy it. For me, it's not egregious, but the one bit that gets egregious is here when now that Klein's in the bar. Up until he climbs in the bar, I was fine.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I like it. It's something romantic that people do. You know, it's just a bit awkward. You know.
I'm assuming people would take their clothes off first.
Yeah, I remember that in the theatrical cut as well. Extra bit of, chest action.
I mean, let's face it, Zack Snyder likes fetishizing the male form.
Yeah.
Just fine, not a problem. Just.
Yeah. I like that bit of him coming down in the elevator. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this cut of the film has way more atmosphere as well.
Yeah, like you get.
Still working.
Getting
slow in your old age, huh? Comes to us all, Master Wayne.
I like that Bruce and Alfred have this banter. I just like
You've got
that.
too old to die young.
Yeah, I mean, Irons is Alfred. He's no Michael Caine, but he's good.
Poor
but like, I mean, he's not. Yeah, unlike Aunt May in Amazing Spider-Man, they still remember that the relationship between Batman and Alfred is vitally important. You know, like they still keep it important to the story. They still have Alfred be Bruce's moral center, which is what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is a man who knows things.
And they have Bruce not listen to Alfred. What Bruce is meant to do.
Yeah.
Russian contracts all over the globe, but he's based out of the Port of Gotham. Weapons and human trafficking. So the white Portuguese is a Russian. That's the theory. No. The theory is that the Russian will lead me to the man himself. If he is indeed like him. You don't even know if he exists. It could be a phantasm. One that wants to bring a dirty bomb into Gotham. Ah, high stakes, right? New rules. We're criminals, Alfred. We've always
It's a surprisingly self-aware thing for Batman to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
it has.
I mean, it's fair. Batman is usually aware of it.
Everything's changed.
Just, I think here he's using this. You know, that statement just shows he's using it
Man
as a
fall from the
justification.
sky.
Yeah.
The gods.
I don't know about Alfred speaking so poetically. It's a bit weird for him.
I mean, I don't know. Michael Caine went off on
That's
speech
how
every
it
5 minutes. I
Yeah.
didn't actually
The
clerk.
fever, the
But,
rage,
I mean, I
the
think
feeling
Michael
of
Caine does it a little better.
powerlessness.
Yeah.
But,
I think is he acknowledging that Bruce has this obsession with Superman? Is that what he's doing? He's kind of acknowledging that, isn't it?
I think he's just making the hint to Bruce. He's going, your obsession is making you a dick.
Yeah. Oh, Eisenleifer. Okay, here we go.
Ahoy, ahoy! I did not know you were here. Man on the marquee. No, don't believe it. My father named the company after
Yeah,
me.
I'm fine with him here. I think he's okay here.
Really great. Really great? Good.
Yeah, I don't mind the way that he's, so
So,
personable.
Dad started
I just don't
saying
like
that
the
he
playing
named the company
basketball.
after his kid at
Yeah.
the destination. Which
I don't mind that. I think I can see him doing that.
for Lex. You know, Dad was born in East Germany. He grew up eating stale crackers. And every other Saturday, he had to march in a parade and wave flowers at tyrants. So, I think it was Providence that his son, me, would end up with this.
Oh, rebuild Metropolis. Okay.
Found it. Little souvenir from the Kryptonian world engine.
What does a rock have to do with Homeland Security?
Homeland Security.
Planetary security. That's good.
Planetary security.
Yeah, that's a
The
good
fragment is of a radioactive
the way.
xenomineral. We suspected it might have biointeractions, so we took the sample to Amrid, where they keep the remains of the Kryptonian decedent.
I
And
also
when we
quite like
expose
they
General
just
Zod
show
to
the
the mineral,
test here of kryptonite,
This
how it works.
found biodegradation, decaying Kryptonian cells.
We concluded the mineral could be weaponized if a large enough sample was found. And then,
Whale.
among the fishes...
Whale. Up.
Whale! Ah, lying at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. Emerald City. Beautiful. Now, Rocky is radioactive, but what he needs from you is an import license.
And why would we hurry up?
As a deterrent,
Little silver bullet.
keeping your federal to use against the Kryptonians,
Oh,
so the day
yeah.
does not come, madame.
Yeah, because the bullet is the thing that takes down Lex, isn't it? You know,
Yeah, it is.
Flying around up here.
gets him arrested at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are more of them.
The metahuman.
Yes, there are more likely than
We're setting up the wider universe as well.
Yeah, it is, which I like.
Upon our little blue planet here. You don't have to use a silver bullet, but if you forge one, well then, we don't have to depend upon the kindness of monsters.
I think he's making fun of Senator Finch there.
Yeah.
There are ways we can help each other.
Yeah. I'm not as annoyed by him as I was beforehand. Although this bit, so it's this bit I like. I think this is the most Lex Luthor that he behaves, isn't it?
I think he's more Lex Luthor in the room. I find it kind of. I like that he's playing with power and intimidating.
Yeah, I like the overhead shot. That was quite cool. Yeah.
He's always scheming, always thieving. I think they get that very right about Luthor.
Yeah. I still have the problem that there is a bit too much setup going on. I like the use of slow-mo here. I think it's very good, along with the theme.
And I think it does make Lex look intimidating.
Kind of, yeah, it does. yeah, again, visually striking as well. Again, I do think, but again, I do feel like there is a bit too much plot setting up going on here.
The complete remains of the dead alien for testing.
I like that. I like that. Actually, he just says okay.
Okay.
Like he doesn't even say yes. He just says okay. Like I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, he kind of said, okay.
Yeah, this bit is weirdly comedic as well. He's just like go, stop. Yeah. The way it kind of is like it's like the camera, the POV shot.
Like he's backing up a car.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I hate it. It's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like there's a bit of a mystery with the fingerprints too. Just then. Oh, I didn't cut it. I forgot it was in cut.
Yeah. It's very. It is trying to be funny, but it's a bit. It's very like okay.
It's trying to be both funny and intimidating, but you can do that.
Yeah.
Hear the other side of the story. They say the Superman is a hero. Okay, but who's hero? If Superman were here right now, what would you want to
They
say?
needed more liquid in that pan
My
to
family
sell
too.
the real eggs.
Okay, yeah.
Just a little more liquid.
To look him in his eye and ask him how he decides which lives count and which ones do not.
Yeah, and this is the setup to the stuff we didn't see theatrically, isn't it? Of him doing some investigating.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's definitely more of this as well. And these are scenes that I think I really like.
Yeah. And but this stuff was in theatrical, wasn't it? Yeah, of him.
This is Wally, kind of Wally's anger and the.
Yeah.
I also like the little reference to Superman's first appearance, even though it doesn't make that much sense.
Yeah. I think this is building off of Man of Steel decently, showing a person like affected by that event and who hates him for it, This is kind of what people probably wanted when they said that they, wanted some sort of addressment of repercussions, and I think that this is well done.
Yeah, I like this.
How something you could just turn into like not necessarily a monster, but just like an angry, vengeful, broken individual, as a result of losing their legs.
Yeah, especially in a way that they couldn't understand, really.
Get down.
He's trying to vandalize, this public Superman thing. Makes sense that they would build a statue to him, I feel.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, he did a lot of special stuff.
Lois, crime lab on Craig. This is Liz.
Yeah, your sports today. I want you to go to Gotham, follow up on football. Underdog dreams dashed 10 yards between Gotham and Glove. Oh, watch yourself over there in Gotham.
That's quite belittling. Don't let them take your lunch money. Yeah.
Watching this?
I just like how dodgy Gotham is. They're just like, be careful.
That's interesting. They deem that to be a hate crime. That's interesting. I mean, it was a crime done out of hate, but that kind of it makes sense, like with the kind of allegory for Superman, how he's like an outsider. So it's interesting they call it a hate crime.
Superman is effectively an immigrant. That's what the character is. So it is interesting to see that.
Jenny, headline
Done. I like.
End of love affair with man in the
It's
sky.
cool that like they recognize what's going on, but Lois and him, they know.
That's a pretty bad headline. I mean, I like the fact that he shows, he's telling everything to the news and how it affects Superman, but just that's a bad headline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't mind Metropolis and Gotham being across the harbour from each other. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Gotham looks a bit clean. Although the inside looks shit, which is nice. This looks like a slum.
Yeah. She's been gone. What you do, officer? I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter. The young lady living here? She hasn't been back. In fact, if she's smart and she got out of this city, and you need to get out of here.
Kind of a reference as well, isn't it? Because she's just a mole for Lex Luthor.
Sense.
Yeah.
Only people scared of him. People who got reason to be. Scared of who? Well, there's a new kind of mean in him.
Oh,
He
wow,
is
this.
angry.
Yeah, kind of symbolic, isn't it? Like, there's new, like, saying that stuff, and now we're seeing him, like, enjoying fight clubs, you know, enjoying, like, violence and stuff.
I love that he gives this guy advice, and then the guy absolutely destroys him. Like, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a unique element, but it kind of shows, you could argue, his inner, like, bloodlust coming out, you know.
It gets to the point that Batman is just a master strategist and fighter. Oh, and KGB loses, that's fun.
Yeah. I do feel like the genre is much more consistent here. Like, this is more overall in general. The film doesn't feel as messy because it's for the most part sticking to one kind of genre, isn't it? You know, it's much more consistent.
It feels a bit more like an espionage thriller.
Yeah, like crime. Like, this is like this is him making a Batman movie, isn't it? Just with Superman and other people, you know.
Yeah, but it still feels like a Man of Steel sequel, which I like.
Like a one-man rave. This Bat vigilante has been consistently targeting the port
now
and
this
adjacent
makes sense.
projects and tenements, and I can tell the cops are actually helping.
Like, this is good.
Gotham. Other prisons. Water. Wet. Did you file the football yet? Why aren't we covering this? Poor people don't buy papers? People don't buy papers, period, Ken. Perry, when you assign a story, you're making a choice about who matters and who's worth it.
Good morning, Smallville.
The American conscience died with Robert Martin and John.
Sorry.
Oh,
No match. My guys in the crime lab never seen one before.
Yeah.
It's called a bullet. You shoot people with it.
I'm
Recovered.
surprised that Perry's a bit more of a hard ass in this one. You know, more of a tough guy.
a bit of a dick.
Even Black Mark.
Yeah.
So who gave prototype military rounds to Tuareg fighters in the Sahara?
You're the reporter, tell me.
I think that the U.S. government is arming the rebels while claiming to support the elected government.
The ask, Lois.
Flight to D.C. tonight. Couple of days there.
Go. Coach.
I also like that he supports the story, even though he's a bit hard-ass about it.
Economy plus.
Coach!
That's kind of economy plus.
Why didn't you tell me? You're digging up snakes, Lo.
I remember this scene in theatrical as well.
No, neither do I.
That's why I didn't tell you.
I like this.
Lane, don't you have a plane to catch?
Yes, sir.
Benefit for the Library of Metropolis. Someone on the committee requested that Clark Kent.
Yeah, I think this bit was in the theatrical. This bit, because that's how he ends up meeting Batman.
Yeah, no, I think there was a moment like that about a charity benefit for sure.
Yeah. I think my only issue so far is just that there is a bit too much going on. I feel.
Yeah, I mean there is a lot going on. This is an overstuffed film, but to be fair, it's still got 2 hours left. So
My dad
Yeah,
was
it's not terribly handled. You know, I feel like I am engaged in it. It's just, you know, I'm just like, wow, how many plots do we have?
yeah, it is a few.
just the same.
I do love watching Lex Luthor kind of game everyone though. I think this scene is nice.
Maybe one day we'll come back.
It's one of the better scenes with him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we get a little bit of insight into Lex.
I'm blocking the import license for your mineral.
Oh, I like the reaction to that line. Like, you see Lex just look down at the glass like, I'm mad. And then you get the little sinister bit of score coming.
Red capes are coming. Red capes are coming. You and your hearings.
Yeah, he is quite threatening here.
It's that that tapping, and it's getting faster. Just like, it kind of builds you up because that's something you do to speak. I like that she stops it as well because that you kind of get that she feels a little bit.
Yeah.
You know the oldest lie in America, Senator. Can I call you June?
You can call me whatever you like. Take a bucket of piss and call it Granny's peach tea. Take a weapon of assassination and call it deterrence.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
won't fly on me.
Yeah, it's setting up a bit of a dumb thing later on, but this scene is good.
To be fair, I didn't mind making that visual.
Yeah, hold on a second. Oh,
Do you?
Yeah.
If I change just one thing in this room, because that should be upside down. And we know better now, don't we?
yeah. This,
Come from.
on the one hand, the violin is a bit abrupt, the way it's cut in, but I do like it because it reflects his insanity.
And it supports the
Doesn't
line.
it?
So I'm okay with the violin. I think what's dumb about the Granny PGT moment is that it's like, oh yeah, like a jar of piss. It's a bit like, I like the idea of them getting something into the courtroom. It's just,
Yeah.
why that? Like,
Yeah.
you could have. Like,
You could just add a label that just says, "Oh, Granny's peach tea." Wait, actually, that wouldn't make sense, would it? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, this is a dream, isn't it? You know.
yeah, this is a dream. It's fair. I like that. Actually, no, wait, is this one the dream? Yeah, no, I think this one's the dream.
I mean, it does feel a bit random, but the way it's shot, it does feel a bit. Already, it does feel a little bit dreamlike. It doesn't feel like the way it's filmed, based on and especially compared to the opening. It is definitely like, yeah, I like this. This is very scary. I like this bit. I love this jump scare.
Yeah. I also love that it happens at his mum's grave, just so that you show that that's where the trauma is, and that's kind of the point where Batman was born.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a bit silly, the man bat thing, but I like it. I think it's it's symbolic. It's representation of like what's happened to him. Even just that shot showing that he's like with a woman and he's taking pills. It's like, yeah, this guy's like, he's messed up, isn't he?
Yeah, you kind of get the idea that he's not Batman.
Yeah.
Or at least not how he should be.
Yeah. Some people say we should have had a Batman movie beforehand, and I would have liked that, but this does imply history. We do get a sense like.
Yeah, I do feel like he's been Batman for a while, and he does. I mean, to be fair, everyone knows who Batman is, so I kind of get not needing.
I hope the next generation of Waynes won't inherit an empty wine cellar.
I love that.
There's likely to be a next generation.
Just Alfred talking about the next generation of Wayne.
Yeah.
This is every car made from the Russians'
He does sound a bit hungover, doesn't he?
And continually transmitted.
Like he's trying, but he sounds a bit personal.
And Alexander Luther. You think Lex Luthor is the white Portuguese? I can't see that he needs the income from imported arms. Regardless, I'll need to put a leech in his house, and I'm going to need the suit. The Bat interrogated 6 people and came away with nothing. It was Bruce Wayne that got the information. Well, Bruce Wayne can't.
It's almost like a split personality thing, isn't it? They are very heavily acknowledging that, aren't they?
Fundamentally, it always has been. I just like that they're just going with it.
It's like there's a difference. Like this version of Bruce Wayne is not Batman. Batman is a separate entity.
Yeah, they're not the same thing. Although Bruce.
Yeah, I do like the psychological stuff done with this version of Batman.
I also like you can see Bruce always looking at it like, he pretty much always wishes he was Batman.
Yeah, and then we get. I would have liked more of an acknowledgement of that. We just see it, but it would have been cool to actually maybe get the flashback of Joker killing Jason Todd or whatever. This is a little bit gratuitous, but whatever.
Whether we need to see it on that. I would have liked.
I like it. Showing him preparing to go out. I like. It's just.
What would have made that work better for me? I would have liked to see more scars on his body, because that would just set up the history and the kind of mode that he's going for.
Yeah. Well, I like him seeing Wayne Manor being just dilapidated. I like that.
Yeah, I felt like they just completely given up on his family home. Yeah, it kind of shows you how far away he's gotten from his vision.
Who's that?
He must be new to the Let Them Eat Cake beat. That is Bruce Wayne.
Philanthropist, bibliophile, true friend of the Library of Metropolis.
Yeah, this is when we see Wonder Woman for the first time, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is in this sequence, yeah.
Vicky. Embarrassing me.
There we go.
Speech, blah, blah, blah.
I like that we see Bruce notice her as well.
The end.
It's almost like just instinct for both
The
of
word
them at this point.
philanthropist
Cool.
comes from the Greek, meaning a lover of humanity. About 2,500 years ago.
All right, where am I going now? Go past the elevator. Do left.
Yeah.
That's right. Must be.
I like this little bit here.
I like the Superman just hears it.
Go down the stairs.
Gods and men. Prometheus went with us, and he ruined Zeus's plan to destroy mankind. And for that, he was given a
Yeah,
thunder.
that's good. That's a funny reaction from her. She still looks so pissed off. Like, I am a Greek god and you're just making up shit.
Yeah, she's just there like, that's not what happened. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
My father could not afford books.
It doesn't immediately give her away as Wonder Woman either, because most people know that's how that
Right,
works.
you've got the kitchens on your right. Do left. Right in front of you. That's where you want.
This is basically Zack Snyder doing like a... Like, the first bit of it is Zack Snyder doing like a crime thriller, isn't it? You know, like if Man of Steel was like the disaster movie, this is like crime thriller. Like crime conspiracy thriller, you know. This is very Bruce Wayne, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I love his
I
reaction.
just. The bathroom was down.
I love Comic Bruce.
That last martini was too many.
His room's upstairs.
Great. I'm okay. I like those shoes.
So this does seem to like some vapid materialistic
Can't
trick.
stay down here. Go upstairs and socialize. Some young lady from Metropolis will make you honest.
That's especially... Yeah, that's especially interesting because originally in like Zack considered Bruce and Lois Lane hooking up in Justice League, so that line would have been a bit of a payoff, wouldn't it? So that, you know,
To bet, it still works as just kind
The
of
bittersweet pain among
for
men
Bruce there.
is having knowledge with no power. Because
I don't know. This little bit is this meant to show that he just isn't good at public speaking?
I think so, but I personally wouldn't have made that choice with Lex Luthor.
You would have had him be more charismatic and be a good speaker.
Yeah, because Lex Luthor, charisma is kind of like one of his superpowers.
Yeah.
Mr. Wayne. Mr. Wayne. Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
Oh, my foundation has already issued a statement in support of books.
Sir.
Well, pretty girl, that habit. Don't quote me, all right?
What's your position on the Bat Vigilante in Gotham?
You love this line, don't you?
Wait, I own this one, or is that the other guy?
You love that line.
I do love that line, just because in the comics he does have the Daily Planet.
Don't believe everything you hear, son.
I've seen it, Mr. Wayne. He thinks he's above the law.
So I don't know why he'd necessarily asked Bruce this
Daily
without knowing
Planet
already, but I
criticizes
think maybe
most
he
things are
just
above
twigged it
the laws.
from hearing earlier.
A little hypocritical. Don't you say? Considering every time your hero saves a cat out of a tree.
Yeah, I think the scene is quite good. I quite like.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
like
we wanted
the conversation, but in the theatrical cut, I was a bit. I think rewatching
Damn
it,
thing, we just do stuff.
I like the Superman. You know, you get the idea that
Looks like
Superman
Rogue
knows
doesn't
this.
share your opinion, Mr. Wayne.
Maybe it's the Gotham
Yeah,
City.
he just comes off as a douchebag in this film, this version of Batman.
boys,
I mean,
Bruce
he kind of
Wayne
is.
meets Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I don't like Lex's interruption.
Hello. Good.
No, I don't know why
He's
he would
manipulating them, but you know.
That is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person. So, after all these years, we finally got you over to Metropolis.
Well, I thought I'd come drink you dry.
Well, you're welcome. You should hop the harbor more often, though. I'd love to show you my labs. Maybe we could partner on something. My R&D is up to all sorts of no good.
I like that you see Lex going, I want to get an advantage with Bruce here,
Like the transfers.
even though, and the R&D reference, even though he knows.
Next time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I like the, but like Hulk just immediately starts following him just to see what he's up to. Yeah, and then this is it's quite good. I mean, it's definitely consistent with his behavior in Man of Steel. I can buy that he would just drop what he's doing. You know, he's a little bit suspicious of what Bruce is doing, but what matters most is that there are people in danger.
Yeah, you can show that's always going to matter more to Clark than anything else is. So,
Yeah,
And I love that Batman immediately goes, right, I've got to chase this down now because I can't have telling him this.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's suspicious. I'm not sure what Diana was doing down there. I think she was probably suspicious too. She was probably just looking at him like, wow, that's weird. Who's that guy? A bit of a coincidence that she just so happened to be there, though. That's kind of a... I don't like that.
I think she was waiting for him. I think.
No. It's a oh wait, no. Actually, I remember why she's in this film to get back the photograph, isn't she? So she probably would be there. Like Lex or somebody else has the photograph, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this, so this is where we're starting to get into like how he takes being seen in his like public image. You know, it's like it's a hopeful moment, isn't it? But he's like, shit, like no matter what they're still going to be, you know, I'm still going to be judged. This doesn't really mean anything, does it? You know, that's kind of what he's thinking, I feel.
Yeah, you kind of get the idea that he's like, my God, like, I can do this, and it doesn't
when
matter.
the savior character actually comes to Earth, we want to make him abide by our rules. We have to understand that this is a paradigm shift. We have to start thinking.
I think I like him seeing
Are there any moral constraints on this person? We have international law on this Earth. Every act is a.
I think this is a good montage. I quite like it.
That the most powerful man in the world
To have an individual
Oh, that's the guy from Man of Steel, isn't it? Woodburn. He's still there, isn't he? Woodburn.
Huge human atrocities. We
Yeah,
have always created icons in our own image. What we've done is we project ourselves onto him. The fact is, maybe he's not some sort of devil or Jesus character. Maybe he's just a guy trying to do the right thing.
We're talking about a being whose very existence challenges our own sense of priority in the universe.
Yeah, I think this is a very well edited montage. And it's like we're seeing like media commentary along with what he actually does. You know.
I'm not saying he shouldn't act. I'm saying he shouldn't act unilaterally.
Must be a super.
Oh yeah, must there be a Superman, and we're coming back to him. Which it's like he's been watching TV that whole time. He's probably been flicking through channels, looking at how they've been responding. You know?
I like that you see that does have a bit of a toll on him. Just seeing him looking at the screen, like, for real.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a good additional scene. I forgot that she came in so late. I mean, she's not there as much as the prior film, but like we're still seeing. It's a little moment where like, you know, he's calling up his mum. He wants to have some sort of interaction with like one of the few people who knows who he is.
He just, you know how he was. What do I need to travel for? I'm already there.
Just wish it was more simple.
My baby boy. Nothing was ever simple.
Oh yeah, this additional scene as well. People were debating who Jenna Malone was as well. They were saying, "Oh, it's a Batgirl," you know. It's just because she's pretty well known. Jenna Malone is, but no, she's just a random person.
Who could find out?
Nobody would want to. Maybe they gave them out to the rebels to test in theater.
Using live soldiers as guinea pigs?
Yeah.
This is what makes you such a good reporter. Stuff like this still shocks you.
This is very controversial, isn't it? What the meaning of the Bat brand?
Yeah, but I think there's a moment later that kind of makes it work for me in this.
Okay.
But I also like that you can kind of see Superman just getting mad. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, and I combine doing it to a human trafficker.
And the taxpayers in Metropolis for taking in your branded ass.
Sign in, please. Mark, man, you know what to do to people with dishonor?
He's on your.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I also like the guards don't care. Like they'll pick it off them.
Pay bill. Open two.
Oh well, no, that's Metropolis still.
Who paid?
Yeah, the film itself is slowly unraveling. Like because of the length, it is taking a while to get to certain bits. You know,
it's a bit slower, but it works better than the theatrical version did.
I agree. Yeah, it's almost like Lex is kind of mocking him.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want?
All right, unnecessary swear, but sure.
No, I like it. I like that F-bomb.
To help you stand for something.
Help you stand for something. Jesus Christ, he's being condescending, isn't he?
Yeah, you really get the arrogant vibe off of Lex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this kind of
Half a man.
Yeah.
My wife walked out on me.
Yeah, Scoot McNairy is quite good in this role.
Standing up. Let me face it. You'll take care of it.
Oh, I love this.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it does bring up the question though. So, was he ordering, like beforehand, like before this guy got branded? Anybody else who got branded, were they killed on Lex's orders, or were they just killed by other criminals? Is he just playing on the idea of like killing, the criminal for the Bat brand? Is he playing it on, or was that made up by Lex?
I mean, I think this is Lex's thing. I think that's what this is.
Yeah, you think that Lex is doing it? That he's paying criminals to kill others?
Yeah, because if you think about it logically, why on earth would criminals kill people who've been branded by their Bat? I mean, that might even be a badge of honor in a criminal fraternity. I mean, God, you'd like to count with the Batman. He did that. Yeah, it might be like a.
Yeah.
Secretary Swanwick, haven't been returning my phone calls.
Miss Lane, if you'd like an interview, Major Ferris.
Yeah, this almost doesn't feel that Zack Snyder-ish, actually. It's very, very grounded.
All
At least this first bit is very grounded. One of his roles.
Military arms to rebels in Africa.
It is grounded.
You know, with balls like yours, you belong in here. What's your source on this? A tinfoil hat?
No, not tin, but it's metal. Fired in the Superman incident. Experts at the Pentagon can't ID it. We haven't been told the truth.
Here's the truth. A reporter got greedy for a scoop and went where she shouldn't have. Superman acted like some rogue combatant to rescue her, and people died. Don't invent a conspiracy theory to put back his halo. Or yours.
Oh yeah, I like the dialogue in this film, actually. I like it way more than I did beforehand. I like lines like that.
Yeah. This copy, all right. Nothing about football. Nothing about friends of the Metropolis Library. Just the goddamn Gotham Bat thing I told you not to pursue. If the police won't help, the press has to do the right thing. You don't get to decide what the right thing is. When the planet was founded, it stood for something, Perry. And so could you if it was 1938, but it's not 1938.
I like these debates.
Lord, apples don't cost a nickel. Not in here, not out there. You drop this thing. Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
I was like to just see Perry in his role, like what you
apparently Superman
to be like.
Doesn't want us to think of him as American anymore. And
really, I don't
would be.
get why he wouldn't cover Batman. I suppose it's Gotham.
I don't know, the fact that he has 1/3 of the USA's initials on his chest. I assume the only reason he's not wearing the Declaration of Independence as a cape is he thinks it's too on the nose.
What is going on back here? No, guys, come on, let's go. Get yourselves together and get out there. Get those glasses on those trees. We got thirsty people out there. Half full, remember, half full.
I think that acts as a better transition into this scene than in the theatrical version. But this bit is still a bit abrupt, us suddenly going to this bit.
Some scholars.
Yeah, it is a bit abrupt, but I think it
I believe it's the
works better.
Perfectly in keeping with a king who was also a psychopathic killer. For me, it's the culmination of 40 years curating, and I can't believe it But I finally got it here. It's the sword of Alexander. It's the blade that cut the Gordian knot.
I like, you know, a scholar thinking he knows more than Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Well, she doesn't get to refute him, but still, you know.
It's a fake.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually smarter than her, or maybe more perceptive.
Over the bed of the Sultan of Hajar.
But she probably knew it as well, you know.
You just confirmed it.
Excuse me.
I like that they just kind of communicate closely.
The other night you took something that doesn't belong to you. Stealing's not polite.
Is that stealing if you steal from another thief?
Who are you?
Someone interested in the same man you are.
Is that right?
I believe Mr. Luther has a photograph that belongs to me.
Did you get it?
As it happens, no, I didn't. The data you copied is military-grade encryption.
You know,
I don't think that Gala's as good as she was in later films, but I think she's still fine here.
Yeah.
You know, she's not like, you can tell this is her first time in the role, so she's not, and the characterization is a bit different to the other films.
Oh, I don't think you've ever known a woman like me.
Like, she's a little bit more snarky, whereas in the later ones, she wasn't as much.
Born with no natural inclination to share.
I do.
I still like that.
I borrowed it. You'll find it in the glove compartment of your car.
I love
Mr. Wayne?
Oh, she's just there. I love how she's like, I know who you are. I broke into your car.
Yeah.
You don't anyone like me. I like how she's just there, like.
He's being outsmarted, isn't he?
But not necessarily outsmarted, but he's just being put in his place a bit, and Bruce is just there, like, all right, I kind of have to take this one here. Also, pretty effective decryption software. It's moving fairly quickly for military-grade encryption.
Yeah. Oh, now here it comes, the nightmare stuff. Yeah, I would have preferred it if we knew it was a dream before we saw it, because it does feel random. Like, looking on it, I get the point, he fell asleep, you know, whilst waiting. It does feel a little bit random.
Sleeps, but it's still...
I think this is the first time we're seeing the universe set up.
Yeah.
I'm sure this works better when you've seen Justice League as well.
Yeah, I mean, it helps, but no, it's not brilliant. I still like the Omega Symbol. This is where Zack Snyder, as I know, as we all know him, comes out a bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I know it.
Yeah.
I know he didn't write it, he just do the story. I agree with you. I wish we could use this a bit more of a dream.
Yeah, I mean, if we did though, then because I get that it's supposed to like hurt us, because then we're like, holy shit, what the hell? Like who's this Batman? What's going on? What is this? You know, it's supposed to be intentionally confusing, but it's just a bit.
I'm still interested, but
yeah,
I am a touch jarred as well. And I'm not
yeah,
in the best of ways.
Yeah, this is like, it's a well done sequence, but I don't know if it belongs in this film or it doesn't belong. I think I agree that maybe putting it as a post-credit sequence is better.
Yeah, we got it.
I mean, it ties in a little bit. It doesn't feel out of place in this film, but there's not.
I think it needed a bit of transition and a bit of maybe a little bit of setup.
Yeah. Like, it makes sense, you know, he's dreaming about his fears and things that could potentially happen, you know. Yep, just a trick.
Set up a little bit more that he feels that this is what he's afraid of.
Sorry.
I would have liked it if in the actual film we had the Superman militia thing, because that's just an interesting idea, you know, that we could have had in the actual film.
I'm pretty sure this was in the film, it's not the
I like the no bit. That's a bit cheesy, I feel.
It works, though. I kind of like that.
Yeah. And I like the idea of, like, a future where Batman just outright uses guns as well.
Yeah.
I like that.
This is the first time we really see him fight, and you can kind of see he's a skilled guy.
This is a This is probably my favorite shot in the film. I love this one take bit that they're doing here.
I love that you also see that was still heroic. He tried to help that guy that was on his team.
Yeah, but yeah, especially like this entire bit, especially with the parademons, it's like if you like when I was watching this for the first time, I was like, okay, what the hell is going on? You know, it's like we have these people, we have this, we have parademons. It's like, what the hell is this? I mean, I knew what parademons were, but still, yeah, I don't know.
I like how it took like 3 of them and a parademon punch to just restrain him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I just
Yeah, I can do see it's a brat and confusing. I mean, I like the sequence, but I think it needed something just to bridge it.
Yeah, and also without the Flash stuff as well. I think this scene works well in context to the film, but as a setup, it's just very confusing.
Yeah.
It works in context by showing his fears, but they're kind of also using it to set up another film, and I'm not a fan of that. You know, I would rather this just be Bruce's dream of what could happen. You know, his Yeah. I think Henry Cavill was good in this just brief bit, where he is kind of convincing as a potentially evil Superman, you know.
Yeah, like I can buy you not seeing Henry Cavill as a million miles away from this.
Yeah.
And you took her from me.
Yeah, I think if that line hadn't been there, I would have liked this more.
Oh, okay.
I don't like him going through my work. Bruce is no reason.
Flash no. I don't like this. Particularly on first viewing, I especially hate this bit. Now, yeah. Yeah, I understand that they like I get it. I get that they wanted to set up the next film, but that just wasn't a good way of doing it, I think.
No, it was
it's very random as well, you know. It's like if you didn't know who the Flash was, you'd be like, who the hell was that, you know? And maybe there was supposed to be a sense of mystery, but I just don't think it works.
I think they were going with mystery. I agree with you. I don't think it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, overall, the film still works.
It's the universe building stuff that just needed to be dealt with a bit more care, I think.
Yeah, I think there needed to be more. Again, I think things needed to be bridged a little bit, and I think I also like the Lex, the Lex sending the death photos,
that's good. I mean, you are getting the sense that somebody is doing something, you know, and I think you know that it is him.
Yeah,
you're under the assumption.
I also like that it's set up that Clark's got the investigation, so now you know why it's going to get to him particularly.
White Portuguese is not.
There.
It's a ship.
Yeah.
Master, since the age of 7, you have been to the harvest section as notes out to the Hopsy.
That's a good line. I like that.
Too hot at lying to me.
The dialogue in this scene I quite like.
Isn't carrying a dirty bomb. What is it carrying?
Yeah, I really like this scene.
It's a weapon. It's a rock. A mineral capable.
Especially can buy it after he had that dream.
First sample big enough to mean something turned up in the Indian Ocean 3 months ago.
He'd be very, very determined.
Portuguese being delivered to Lex Luthor.
Of course.
Oh, I'm going to steal it from him. To keep it out of Luthor's hands. To destroy it. Now.
Yeah, I don't love Ben Affleck in this film, but I think he does a good job at like a dark take on Batman. Like this scene, he does very well.
2 years ago, Jesus Alfred counted dead. Thousands of people. What's next? Millions. He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty. And we have to destroy him. He is not our enemy. Not today. 20 years in Gotham, Alfred. We've seen what promises are worth. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way? 14 hours.
I do really like the darker Bruce Lee Sharp. I disagree with you. I quite like him.
Part 10 of the Daily Planet.
Oh, here we go. This is additional.
I'm trying to find out what happened to an inmate in Santos.
Or not.
I can't give out that information.
Yeah, again, aside from the nightmare stuff, it's been very, very consistent so far.
Yeah.
Even with the complicated plot, it has been consistent. It's just if you take out the nightmare stuff, like that stuff I feel was too jarring. Even as a dream sequence, it's just jarring.
Santos.
I'm surprised that a guy like that would have a wife and a son. That's so strange. Oh.
I know what he did.
Well, girlfriend.
He was that too.
Oh, I get it. He probably knocked her up.
Central, moving to Metropolis. Inside they know. You know the mark all over. Guards don't care. That's the judge. One man decides who lives. How is that justice?
Talk to me. Help me change it.
With what? Your pen? A man like that, words don't stop it. You know what stops him? A fist.
I think saying a fist is a bit clunky. I think it would have been better if you said, you know what would stop him? Violence, or you know what would stop him? Fists. You know, not a fist.
Where does he go? Where does he go, Jane?
I don't
I think it might be a bit better, you know.
Clicks his heels 3 times, goes back to Kansas, I suppose.
Yeah.
Son.
It's a bit of a funny moment.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like she should probably mention, you know, it's just something going more along the lines, her line should have been something more along the lines of, no, that's not going to stop him. There's only one thing that's going to stop him.
Yeah. I like the kind of sprawling nature of this film as well, in a sense. Like, yeah, there is too much going on, but I like it combined with the direction. It makes it feel it feels like you have time to breathe, you know? It's something which is something that I enjoy about some longer films, is that they kind of let you soak in the world, you know?
Yeah. I think this film very much does do that. I also love this shot of Batman on top of a crane.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I like him having a sniper rifle, but I love him just being up there.
Yeah, like a tracking device. Oh yeah, this is going to be the first.
Yeah. Because, you know, you can really, for me, I could buy people not noticing Batman up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. It's done a good job of balancing both this like a Batman who's not an outright villain, but he's definitely the most villainous that we've seen him in live action. You know, he doesn't have good intentions. You know, he wants to kill Superman. That's what he wants. He's investigating Lex Luthor, but he also wants to kill Superman. You know.
Yeah, he's not a great guy. I kind of like that guy. The Batman right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm still Wilhelm. Yeah, I still don't know about Batman committing manslaughter, but I feel like putting it this late into the film works a bit better because it more feels like this is him starting to snap. You know, this is him starting to do stuff he doesn't normally do. Like, if it happened earlier in the film, it would have felt more jarring, but this time it's like, okay, I get it, you know. He was losing his way beforehand, now he's really losing his way.
Yeah, I like that we've seen it kind of progress a bit. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. I don't know if people died there, but...
I can buy people surviving that. They're definitely not okay.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, these people get killed, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. I also like how scared that type looks.
Yeah. Yes, this is the first kill time we see. Yeah. It's a well-done action scene.
Yeah. Usually Snyder makes good action scripts. That's just...
Yeah.
fair, that's not a murder. It's just
Not really, no, it's more just an accident.
that one was just the thug being an idiot. Right, this guy's dead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Batman killing in this film was a wise choice. Just because of the response to the end of Man of Steel. I don't think it was wise, but, you know.
I get what they were going for, but I think...
Yeah, I like... no, I actually like what they're doing.
Well, I think it would have made more sense for him to get more brutal and brutal. Like he's trying to build himself up to killing Superman. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I'm finding this interesting. I just think it doesn't quite work as it should.
Yeah, I like this, yeah. This felt very random in the theatrical cut. But here I'm actually like, alright, this is good. I mean...
It's really seeing Clark get affected by it. See it, and we've just had that scene where she's like, oh...
Yeah, it's like we've had a long time and now we're finally, you know, seeing them meet for the first time. And this is like... Yeah.
Next time they shine your light in the sky.
The scene is much more effective now.
Yeah.
It wasn't effective at all in the theatrical cut. But in this...
Consider this mercy.
Yeah.
This is we've just seen much more set up.
Tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, famous quote. Do you bleed? Do you bleed? Do you bleed? I like his delivery of that line. What the fuck kind of a question are you asking me, you crazy person? That's basically what Superman's reaction was.
I don't know how harsh that is. I don't know how Batman's there, like, you can hear me. You can tell me. I also quite like the way she gets into the Batcave. That's just
Yeah. Yeah. This scene is a bit digital looking, but you know, it's still, yeah.
I mean, I think the film was shot on digital anyway, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, it's shot really well.
No, it is.
Yeah. I think this review, it's like, you know, yeah, it's like telling us now, yeah, definitely Lex is absolutely involved.
Yeah, it's showing us this is Lex.
He's breaking it. This is a bit where he breaks in, isn't it?
Yeah, we get it, yeah.
Yeah. Is it good? It's perfect. That's kind of what they're silently saying, like,
yeah.
It's perfect, isn't it? Yes. Kind of like that, yeah. Yes. I like that. That was a very Lex reaction, wasn't it? Just, yes, it's perfect.
Mr. Secretary, I went into the desert. People died. It keeps me awake. It should. If you think that Superman is a murderer, then throw it away. But I don't believe you think that.
How do we determine what's good? In a democracy, good is a conversation, not a unilateral decision. So I urge Superman to come to this hill of the people tomorrow to see those who have suffered. The world needs to know what happened in that desert and to know what he stands for.
It's tying in both the events of this film and the events of the previous film, isn't it? You know.
It doesn't matter by our will, by his own.
I like the sound recording of that soundtrack, how distant the doo-doo bit is.
Yeah.
But they see what you do, and they know.
Yeah. The flow of this movie is much better than I remember.
Well, I think it's just because it has a few more connections that just make the plot make more sense.
This world to have.
I like some of the stuff that Martha Kent says here. I'm not sure about her saying like you don't owe the world a thing. You never did. I don't know about that.
Or be none of it.
But I can buy that she. At this point, she'd probably be like, I don't care. It's like I just want you to be happy.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
That's the vibe I'm getting, which I quite like.
Yeah, I do feel like Martha Kent does get the shaft in this film a bit compared to the prior film. In the prior film, she felt a little bit more important, but in this one, she gets less to do.
What she's got is great, but I don't think she's got enough.
Yeah, I'm no, she gets kidnapped later on, but even then, it's like yeah, it's just a bit.
I quite like that. She tries to go home and she sees the KG beast there.
Yeah, and she just knows because she is a mole, isn't she?
Yeah.
Don't do this. This is so important. Don't touch me. She wouldn't leave.
Yeah, the actress who plays this role does very well, I think.
CIA thinks the desert was a setup. Somebody wanted Superman to look guilty.
Yeah, I was annoyed by this in the theater when I saw that flashback, but now less so.
Private company.
What company?
LexCorp.
Lex Luthor.
He also had private security contractors at the desert compound.
Yeah. Initially, I had a problem with this, but now I'm fine with it. Flashing back.
Yeah, it's a style choice. I think it wasn't necessary, no, but it does make
sense. He said that the ambush was arranged to frame Superman, but how could they know that he'd show up in the?
Like this personal reveal as well. It's like an old shit.
He doesn't.
He probably knows about me. He probably knows secrets.
That moment was great.
Senate hearing is expected to get underway in any minute now, and of course, the big unknown in all of this is: will Superman show up? That is what they're really waiting to see. Mr. Keefe, Soledad O'Brien, in the moment. Quick question for you: you're heading in to meet with the senators. What will you tell them?
I've come here to tell them to wake up. This is flesh and blood. He's delivered a war here, and this is what war looks like. I have nothing.
There are plenty of people, sir, who would say he's their hero.
I love,
He's not a hero.
Bruce seeing that bit of pride and that
Get Greg up here, please.
kind of sadness.
You're seeing his former employee, yeah.
I told you about what happened in Nairobi.
An anonymous source.
Run it. Luthor engineered the desert. It was an ambush for Superman. Trust your reporters. Think Watergate.
Yeah, and you need to think litigate. If you're wrong, Luthor will sue the paper out of existence. You need proof.
No, it needs to run now. Before the hearing, Superman knows if I change what
Yeah, so some people didn't like the Lois Lane stuff, but it's like I get the point. Like she's trying to publicly expose Lex Luthor. If he doesn't do what she does, then he doesn't go to prison at the end. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But the girl's got a conscience. He's been using the committee as his puppet theater.
Hi, you. Don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you. You know what, Mercy? You go in and make sure no one takes my seat.
So what you been up to?
I'm just here to tell my story, that I was willing to finance a Kryptonian deterrent, but a certain junior senator from Kentucky decided to block it. Yes, the chair of the Committee on Superman is soft on security.
Greg, why hasn't he been getting our checks?
He is, Mr. Wayne. He gets a check from the Victims Fund every month. He returns them.
Yeah, so was he doing that, or was Luthor doing that? Was he the one who was writing the stuff, or was Luthor doing that?
Sorry, I'll get to the bottom of it.
I reckon it might have been Luthor.
Mm-hmm.
Here, he is actually at the United States Capitol. This is really an historic moment that we expect that Superman will give some kind of a statement to the Senate, to the American people, and of course to the world.
He's here. He came. He's above the Capitol.
You are going to be on the hot seat in there, Junebug.
I grew up on a farm. I know how to wrestle a pig.
You know the oldest lie in America, Senator? That power can be innocent. Good luck.
He was basically just saying, like, yeah, I'm going to kill you. That was his way of saying it wasn't power can be innocent. It's like I'm powerful when I'm not innocent. Yeah, still, this is a darker film than Man of Steel. The darkness isn't really bothering me that much. I think just because I'm kind of used to it, you know, I'm kind of just like, okay, whatever, I can accept that. But I did prefer the more humanity that was in Man of Steel, the more emotional, happy moments. Yeah.
I kind of like that you kind of tied up a loose end there, even though that is kind of sets up just how, you know, unpleasant it actually is. And kind of like, sort of, you know, gives you the idea of what's sitting there going down. I like the illegal alien sign in there as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, that immigrant subtext with Superman is just being maintained. I like that.
Yeah. I would have liked more scenes between Clark and Lois. You know, that was like a thing I liked in the prior one, you know. I would have liked it if there were a few more of them, you know. Because it's just that Lois and Martha are so important to the third act of this film. So as many scenes as with them would help.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, you know, them separately.
But then I suppose they don't ever interact in this film, so them together wouldn't make too much sense.
What do you mean?
Like in this film, Martha and Lois don't interact.
No, I'm talking about with Clark. With Clark.
Oh yeah, no, they should definitely both be interacting with Clark.
Yeah. And obviously, I like the fact that Superman doesn't get a chance to defend himself. Like, people said that was a bad thing, but it's like, no, like, that's the point. He can't, like, he can't defend himself. That chance is taken from him.
Yeah,
it's like he wants to, he's waiting to do it, but he can't.
Interventions will not be tolerated at this committee. Neither will lies. Because today is a day for
And this bit especially works with, like, the additional stuff.
by speaking.
Yeah.
And then this. Okay. Yeah.
I don't hate this moment. I just think it should have been done with something that wasn't a job.
Yeah.
Only by working together can we.
I'd be more like, oh yeah, I get the point. It's trying to be like, you know, it's like a cue.
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this courtroom scene is quite good, and it's very much like, what the hell is going to happen, and then she kind of that's kind of good that she turns it, and then sees Granny's peach tea.
I think she knows something is very, very wrong.
Oh my god, he's done something. It's like Clark is just going, where the hell are you going with this? What the hell are you looking at? Oh wait, and wait. Yeah.
Well, I just like the amount of shots there as well. Like,